Did a very rough schedule to start the season.
Yeah.
How important was it just to get this first win, just for the confidence sake of the team?
I mean, it's critical. We felt like we've played well at times, and well enough to win at times. And when you do that, you don't find yourself on the right end of the score line. It's disappointing. So getting a foothold, getting our first win against a great Hartwick team, is important and definitely a step in the right direction.
Very physical, very competitive game. 9 cards handed out tonight. What did you think about the way your team responded to that element of the game?
I don't think it was a dirty game by any means. I think it was two teams that hadn't won a game fighting, and they were just going at it. The ground was a little wet, so I think that that might have played into it a little bit. But really, they're a tough team. They play in the Northeast in tough climate. And tough weather, and they didn't come here to lose, So we expected nothing less. We felt good in the game. Scored a goal, and then when we got the other one, we would have liked to control the game at that point, but. Hats off to them. They came right down. They walked it through the group and scored a goal, and it put us on our back heels for quite a bit. And they got some good athletes and some good soccer players, so it made it for an interesting second half.
Both of your goals, first by Andrew Morales, then by Alfred Koroma, were on deflections or redirections. Is that the kind of goal you need to sort of get your offense on track a little bit?
No, you just need goals. For you obviously the pretty goals are great, but they all count the same. So any way they come, our concern this week was getting more entries into the box, more play in the offensive third, more time in the penalty box, and we did that tonight, and we scored. Because of it. So
Alfred's goal, a redirection of a shot from outside the top of the box. He arrived here as a transfer with a reputation as a scorer.
Yeah.
Did you know he had that kind of redirect goals in him? And what have you thought about his first few games transferring in and transitioning to your team?
Alfred's been great. Obviously, comes to us at transferring in this year with a lot of expectation and he's kind of fitting in with our team and the things that we do and the way that we play, which is different than what he is, the team that he played on last year. So we're getting used to him. He's getting used to us. It's kind of a group thing, but he's a great kid.
Deshaun Nemhard, freshman, takes on a starting role in the defense tonight. Get assists on both goals.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of his performance, and what do you like about him that convinced you to put him in the starting lineup?
He's incredibly athletic. He's left-footed and has a nice touch on the ball. And we put him in last week and in the game. And like anything, we're not afraid to put our young players in. As a freshman coming in, Amore Ponce was hurt, so he had to start. And I thought he did a great job for his first start.
Hartwick's goal, a rebound. Jaime Ibarra looked a little bit helpless on it maybe. What did you think about the way Jaime and the defense played tonight?
I think the defense played well. I would have to look at the goal happened so quick. I would have to look at on tape what really happened in the goal. But the fact that we gave up a goal at that time of the game was very disappointing to us, and it took us a lot more energy the rest of the game, because we gave up that goal. But at the end of it, the most important thing is to get the win.
When Hartwick had its first player thrown out of the game,
right.
It was about 14 and a half minutes or so left. You're sitting on a 2-1 lead. How did that change your approach when you're now a man up?
Well, you want to boss the game. You want to move the ball. You want to keep possession of the ball, and you want to move it around the field as much as possible and make them chase. So when they do get those opportunities on the ball, they're tired. And I think that we did that, well, but we got to be much better at it. And I think we have the opportunity to do that, with training.
You don't get a real long time to sit around and enjoy this one. You come back Sunday night to face a UMKC team that gave Tulsa everything it wanted today, tying them. What kind of game do you expect Sunday night at Westcott?
Every game that we play on our schedule is going to be difficult. We started off. Our first two games against Indiana and Notre Dame, obviously two powerhouses. But any team that we play on our schedule can beat us, and we know that. And it's just about us performing and getting better day in and day out. as we prepare for a new league, which we don't know much about. We know some of the teams, but we haven't played others, on a regular basis, and we got to get used to it. So that's why we did what we did. We obviously are disappointed in starting off 0-4, and not a place where we're used to being. But we got to keep our steel about us. You got to keep your nerve. You got to do the right things, and good things will happen. And I firmly believe that about this group.
Thoughts on what you'd like to see cleaned up or sharpened up by Sunday night?
Our combination play has got to continue to improve. Reading, and our speed of play has got to continue to improve all over the field. And then our ability to close down defensively. We have to get better at that. And then the transition play. I think that if we could improve in those three areas as well as scoring goals, then we'll be on our way. But I think we're headed in the right direction.